Hey everybody, this is Fran Fraschella, draft expert and basketball junkie. To everybody who's watching, let's get our friends at General Manager Games the subscribers they deserve. Just press that red subscriber button and immerse yourself in sports AI through GM Games content. And on Twitter, it's GM_games. Let's get after it. Let's go.
And of course, AI control, I'm not getting it.
All right. We are, I think, good to go. Let's make sure the audio works. It does. Let me come in here, get all of my self-promotional crap out of the way. And we are, I think, ready to go for our Sunday night stream here with the Arizona Diamondbacks, the defending World Series champions, Arizona Diamondbacks. And we got off to a hot start this season. You can see 22-9 out of the gates. Give anybody that's coming in a minute or two to come in, but I want to welcome you to... Oh, I don't have my camera on. Let me turn my camera on. I got to fix my chair, too. Camera on. And there we go. So just got the notification that we went live, so I expect to see the number of people in here jump up in a few minutes, which would be cool. So I want to welcome you to General Manager Games here on Twitch. If you're watching this on YouTube after the fact, welcome to YouTube here on General Manager Games. My name is Aaron, and I'm running the Arizona Diamondbacks, and we're coming off of our first World Series championship. Excuse me, we won it all last season. It was our ninth season. We took over in 2022, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 seasons. Through our first 8 seasons, we made it to 4 postseasons. We won the World Series last year at 93 and 69, and it looks like people are starting to trickle in now. So welcome to the channel tonight, guys. If you're here for drops, welcome. If you're here to tell me how bad I am at this game, you're welcome to do that as well. Thank you, Josh. Congratulations on the World Series. That is right. We finally got it done. It was a little hairy. We had a couple of deciding games, but we were able to get through it. And really quickly, I'm just going to do my self-promotional crap, get that out of the way. If you're new to the channel, new to me, I host my own YouTube channel like everybody else in the world right now, right? It's called Around the World Sports. That is my YouTube page. And I do also have a brand spanking new Discord server with 17 people on it. So if you want to come and join our Discord, that would be cool as well. I'll drop the invite in there. There's that. So if you're interested, come on over and say hi. If you're not interested, that is fine too. But we're going to get this season started. So, we are 22-9 here through April. It was a very, very good start, and that was with a couple of pretty notable injuries. We lost Byron Buxton after 14 games into the season. We lost him for, I think it was 5 weeks at the time. He was red hot when he got hurt, just absolutely on fire. We lost Adam Mazur for a month. He hadn't pitched particularly well. 6 games, 83 ERA plus. BABIP was low, so he just hadn't pitched well. But he got knocked out for 4 to 5 weeks. And then Luis May, who we signed to a 1-year contract as sort of a end of the free agency, bargain bin. He could be helpful if he stays healthy. Well, he went out there and pitched 1 inning and got hurt. So We get him back in 3 weeks as well. So we're down 2 of our 5 starters and our starting center fielder. So that's forced us to make some adjustments to the rotation. We called up our top prospect, Jonathan Shabazz, the number 11 prospect in baseball. His first big league start, he pitched 5 innings, 1 hit, walked 2, struck out 8. And then we also put Alex Hamarillo, we put Florencio into the rotation. We may just leave Adrian Florencio in the rotation. He's been that good. We may just leave him there. It doesn't make any sense to screw around with it. Take Hamarillo out, put him in the bullpen. I don't really know yet. But Robinson Pena, who is our big offseason acquisition, has been just absolutely dynamic. 54 strikeouts, 11 walks in just 38 innings. 2.56 ERA plus, already good for 2 wins on the season. It's on pace for 10.5 WAR. Only 30, casual 31 win pace here for Pena. Feliz has struggled a little bit. He had a 5-run 5-inning, 4-run 3-inning. So he's had some good starts. It's been a mixed bag for him. But I think when it's all said and done, he'll be fine. Our 20-game winner from a year ago. And we're in good shape. Offensively, things look all right. We are the top run-scoring team in the National League, led by Julio Lujan, who has gotten off to his best start, really. 8 home runs, 23 RBIs in 30 games. On pace for a 4,100 season, 4,120 season. Garibay, the power's down a bit. Only 1 home run. Jandel Paulino, the average is down a bit. He's got 4 home runs, 20 RBIs. So, yeah, I mean, we're not hitting a lot of home runs. We're 13th in home runs, but we're getting it done in other ways. Pitching has been good. Defense has been pretty good. And the offense has been quite good as well. So, yeah, so it's May. So let's start simming and see if we can keep winning here in the month of May. We win our first game. So Florencio, just as I talk about him pitching really well out of the chute. Oops, I got to shut the audio off here. I don't need to hear an ad coming from the computer on my left. Lawler 2 for 4, 3 runs knocked in. It's a second home run of the year. Florencio goes 5 shutout. I'll take it. We're 3 in New York against the Mets now, so I hope everyone's having a nice weekend. I had a pretty boring weekend, actually. I did nothing yesterday. I was supposed to go up to Economowoc, Wisconsin to call a baseball game, but the weather up in Wisconsin was really bad, and I didn't feel like driving 2+ hours to have the game rained out, so I stayed home. And of course, the game ended up going off without a hitch, but that's what happens. So I ended up doing a live stream on YouTube for my Oakland A's playthrough. Yeah, I did that, and I really didn't do much else. I just stayed on the couch most of the day, watched TV. So we win again. Ignacio Feliz picks up his 4th win of the year. There we go. 7 innings, 12 strikeouts. That's what we're looking for. Lawler with a home run in his 2nd straight game. Cool. Another win. Excuse me. Hello, Breeze. What is going on, my friend? How are you tonight? Streaming 2 days in a row for me. That's something. I don't usually have that type of endurance. But I got some good news on Friday, so I'm kind of jacked right now. I had been not necessarily looking for a new job, but looking for something that either would pay me more or something that would afford me the flexibility to sort of do my broadcasting gig with a little more regularity. And on Friday, my company dropped a $1,000 a month raise in my lap. No additional responsibility. I have a little additional work that I need to do every week, but no additional responsibility. So I'm in a really good mood. I had a good weekend. We celebrated on Friday night. We went out and got ice cream as a family. And we had takeout for dinner. So it was a good weekend. And I'm actually excited about work tomorrow, if you can believe it. So we win again, 3-2. Pena is unable to go 5 to get the win, so Mwad comes in and vultures it. He's actually pitched pretty well. He's 3-1 on the year. 25-9. How is your weekend going, Breeze? Josh, how is your weekend going, my friend? Another win, 1-0. So the pitching staff on lockdown here. Patrick Bailey, 3 for 3 with a home run in the 8th. So the offense, not great, but the pitching staff gets it done. Shabazz still has not given up an earned run. 2 hits in 10 and 2/3 innings for Jonathan Shabazz in his big league career. I'm doing well, Breeze. I don't know if you just heard what I was talking about, but I just got a raise at work on end of the day Thursday, so it put me in a good mood here for the weekend. So I got enough energy to do back-to-back streams on Saturday and Sunday, which is not something I normally do. Oh no, Byron Buxton suffers a setback. He's out for another 3 weeks, so we don't get him back now till the end of May. Not great. 3 games now on the road against Miami. Here's a 3-2 loss. Imagine trading Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant. Absolutely not. I mean, that's if somehow Brad Stevens can figure out how to get Kevin Durant on the Celtics without giving up Tatum or Brown, I mean, sure, why not? But I don't think I don't think that's realistic. Josh, you're super hungover. The Yankees, they got no hit yesterday, and then they got no hit for like 6 1/3 innings today. So they went like 15 1/3 innings without getting a hit. We win against, we lose 3-2, and then win 3-2. Yeah, I can't trade. I mean, you have to think about it, right? If the Nets say we want Jaylen Brown for Kevin Durant, you have to at least think about it. Is Durant the answer? Of course. I mean, he's one of the top 5 players in the NBA. I mean, if you can get him, you get him. But you have to think long and hard about whether or not it's worth giving up Jaylen Brown for him. I don't know. I don't know that it is. I don't know that it isn't, but I don't know that it is. Feliz pitches well. You have to at least discuss it. You have to at least have those discussions internally as to whether or not it's worth it to give up Jaylen for Kevin Durant. The Altuve leadoff home run was the icing on the cake. I hate the Astros too, though. So, whatever. Lawler has that average up over 300. What's going on with Tamar Johnson this year? Average down about 60 points. OPS down over 100 points. And we're still getting it done. We're still winning, so I don't really care. But it would be nice if our offense picked it up a notch. Oh, the Yankees walked it off today? I stopped paying attention to real-life baseball once the Red Sox game was over. Started focusing on this instead, so... yeah, I mean, our pitching staff has been... Yeah, we're down to 5th in runs scored, so our offense is struggling a bit, but our pitching staff... Look at our starters ERA, 2.95 starters ERA on the season. We take on San Francisco now. Not the same San Francisco team they were last season. We lose Shabazz for a week. Paulino is hurt. Ooh, that's not good. So we lose this one 5-4. Shabazz pitches 2/3 of an inning before getting hurt. Lujan hits his 9th home run. All right, so 1 week. So I think smart move is just to bench him for 7 days. Skip his start in the rotation, and where is it? Bench? Where? Oh, right there. Okay. And then Miles Jansen goes into his spot, I guess, for the next week. All right, game 2 against the Giants. Hopefully Paulino's not out for very long. Could use that bat in the lineup. Although he's not really hitting this year. We win 2-1. All right, strained oblique. It's a 2-week injury. Minimal on hitting, throwing, and running. Kind of feel like benching him is the right play. But who comes up in his spot? If we bench Paulino, I guess we just put Mwad in. Yeah, let's put him on the DL. No reason to take any chance. He's out for 19. Shoot, I forgot that the DL in this world is 19 days. All right, well, he's down for 19 days, I guess. We'll call Drew Jones back up. And Muad will go into the lineup. He's not going to bat cleanup, though. Lujan will bat cleanup. And I don't know. Guess we move Lawler up to the cleanup spot. Something like that. Yeah, it's weird that our offense is struggling. John's Orc, thank you for the follow. Appreciate it, my friend. Final game of the series against San Francisco. It's a 6-5 loss. So we lose the series. We are 7-3 this month. We're at home against the Reds. Yeah, offense hasn't been terrific this year. It's been our pitching staff that's carried us. Lujan, first player to 10 home runs on the team. Feliz goes 6 1/3 shutout. Our bullpen has just been absolutely dominant. 2.93 starters ERA, 2.66 bullpen ERA. We're third in defensive efficiency. We're now fifth in run scored. It's really weird. The all of a sudden lack. I mean, Guy Garibay has 1 home run in 41 games. He hit 32 last year, 39 the year after that. He's got 1 right now. I'm not sure what the deal is there. Jason Brown should have some pop. He's got 3 home runs and 140 at bats. Ugh. Yeah, I don't want Morales out there every day. I want to get Buxton back out there, but he's out for 2 weeks. So injuries are causing some issues, but we are continuing to just, the pitching staff is getting it done for us here, thankfully. 11-6. Missoura's out for another 5 weeks now with a strained oblique. Injuries causing some issues. There's an offensive game for Jason Brown. 4 for 5 with 7 RBIs. Homers twice. He triples. And he doubles. So he has 4 hits and is a single shy of the cycle. That is a nice game out of the rookie. DeMar Johnson with 3 hits. Pena goes 4, gets hit pretty hard, but the bullpen does what they're supposed to do. Picks us up. Final game of the series at home against the Reds. Ooh, a 9-2 loss. May is hurt. So all of our players that are getting hurt are staying hurt. And that's an issue. I mean, I don't understand why. I mean, our trainer is decent at everything, so this shouldn't be happening, but at any rate, we're 6.5 games up. We're 31-13. We are now at home for 3 more against Milwaukee before going on the road. To answer your question, though, Breeze, anytime the Yankees win, I'm not happy. So I don't like the Astros, but I don't like the Yankees more. So Ibarra goes 3 for 3 with an RBI. Still no home runs. We are just not hitting any. We're not hitting for any power at all. It's kind of bizarre. Do we have Shabazz back? He's out for 1 more day. Okay. Final game of the series against the Brewers. Not good. And now we can get Shabazz back out there for Jansen. Put Jansen as middle reliever. And I think he pitches today. So we lose again. So we've lost 3 out of 4 now. That's obviously not great. Make it 4 out of 5. Nice to stop that right here. Nope. It's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 out of 6 we've lost. Stop losing games. My God, what is going on here? Yeah, the injuries are starting to kind of take their toll. I mean, that's 2/3 of our outfield and 2/5 of our rotation is on the injured list. We need to start to get these guys back. 5, 6 straight losses. We got off to such a hot start, thankfully, You know, but we're now, I mean, we're still 4 games up, but that's, what, 7 losses in a row? 8 losses in a row or something? 7 straight losses. Thankfully, the other teams in our conference or in our division are just as bad. Yeah, 7 straight losses is not what I wanted to see happen. We got 0-1, 7-4-2 Corbin Martin. We have to win this game. We do. But it takes us to extras to do it. So Mwad looks like he hits a 3-run homer. Lawler's got his average up to 331. 7 home runs for Jordan Lawler. Shabazz goes 5. All right, where are we with injuries? So Paulino's back in 4 days. Buxton's back in 3 days. So that should help the offense, thankfully. I mean, our offense is not good. New York is on pace for something like 117 wins, patiently waiting on that regression to the mean. Yeah, I mean, I think, though, regression to the mean for them right now is 100 wins, right? I mean, maybe 105 wins. Yeah, if they regress from where they are, I mean, they're not going to regress to a 400 team or a 500 team. So, I mean, what's regression from 117 wins? Is it 102, 103, something like that? I mean, as a Red Sox fan, I'm just looking for them to get themselves into that position to take the wild card and just, lock in that spot. That's kind of what I'm looking for as a Sox fan. The Big Trevster, thank you for the follow, sir. Appreciate that. So they want to send us Kendrick Banks. Yeah. And Jose Montiel. No, I'm good. I don't care. So we win again, so that's nice. So we have a 7-game losing streak, and then we win back-to-back games. Locke, 3 hits and 4 at-bats. Hamarillo pitches well. Want to thank you guys for joining me here tonight. Excuse me. My name is Aaron. 106, 107 Kodiak. Yeah, that's kind of what I'm thinking. I mean, even if they play average baseball the rest of the way, they're going to win 105, 106 games or something ridiculous. So that's my stuff. That's my YouTube channel and my Discord. So if you're so inclined, go check those out. But yeah, Kodiak, you're right. I mean, they're still going to end up, you get off to this hot a start and eventually it becomes what you are. So even if they play 500 ball the rest of the way, you're still talking over 100 wins. So, all right, well, we get Buxton back hopefully in 2 days. We get Paulino back in 3, so that'll help the offense here a little bit. So by the end of this Washington series, we should at least be whole in the lineup, which is nice. 2-1 loss. There's Buxton, so we can send Drew Jones back down. May is back, so we can send down whom? Well, let's figure out the lineup first. First things first, let's just get Buxton back in the lineup every day. No, I guess it doesn't really matter. Paulino's coming out. The wild card will be a fight between it's just like last year, right? I mean, it was the same thing last year. It was the Jays, the Sox, and the Rays fighting for those wild card spots. So, yeah, I mean, the AL East is just so good. Yep, the AL East is crazy good. I mean, the Red Sox are, I saw something yesterday, the Red Sox are 19-4 in their last 23 games, and they've gained half a game on the Yankees in that time. In that 23 games, they have gained half a game in their 19-3 stretch. All right, so I think the answer, just for the sake of, I mean, sending down Shabazz, given the high, I mean, it seems absurd to do that, but at the same time, what's the alternative? Nick Hamilton, who's actually been really good? I guess. I mean, chances are May's going to get hurt again, so it's, I mean, I'm not too terribly concerned about that, but we'll put May in the rotation for Hamarillo. We'll make Hamarillo a long reliever. Yeah, the AL East is absolutely ridiculous right now. Second game against Washington. So this was a really bad stretch. Our first bad stretch of baseball all year. I mean, So we win 2, then we lose 2. So we lost 7 in a row. We won 2, we lost 2. So that's 2-9 in our last 11. There's a victory, and there's Paulino back. So our offense is complete. So hopefully that helps here going forward. Bailey homers. So who goes down? Morales, I think, is not ready yet. Paulino comes back up and goes right back into the lineup against lefties. Let's shift the lineup around a bit. Paulino in for him. He can go down. He can come up here. He can go there. Let's make sure that's set. No, I don't want Locke starting at third base every day at all. I don't really want Gomez. Every third game's probably fine for the catcher. And then against lefties, no, I don't want Locke starting every third game. I'll do something like that. Cantherion, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. All right, so we got 1 game left this month. We are a 500 team this month. Yeah, I mean, we were 22-9 when this episode started. We are 13-13, so I blame you guys. And we started 4-0, so we are, 9-13 in our last 22? We'll see how this final game of the month goes in San Diego. And we're almost complete. We are almost a full team again. We are still without Adam Mazur. He's out for another 3 weeks. Feliz and Pena have been good. They haven't been great. Well, I take that back. 130 ERA plus. I mean, he's on pace for 200. I mean, he's been, yeah, I mean, these guys have been fine. I mean, I'm not going to sit here and say they haven't. Shabazz has been really good. Florencio's been good. Yeah, I mean, I can't complain about our pitching at all, which is weird given Arizona and what we've dealt with. Our offense hasn't been terrific this year, but we're healthy now, so I'm hoping that helps. Final game of the month. But yeah, thanks for coming and hanging out, guys. Appreciate it. It's a gorgeous Sunday night here in Chicago. It has been mid-70s all day. I woke up at about 9 o'clock this morning, and by 9:30 I was outside sitting in my gazebo, and I was there all day long. I didn't leave my, well, I mean, I left my gazebo to, get food and, go to the bathroom and stuff, but, I stayed in my gazebo until I came up to my office about 2 hours ago to start recording some stuff prior to the live stream. So I have been outside almost all day long. All right, so Shabazz gets better. We already saw that. Moot controls up to a 40 now. He got hit hard in his last start, it looks like. Game log. Yeah, 6 runs and 2 2/3. It's his worst start of the season so far, but still, I mean, I'll take it. Edison Batista gets better. Paulino, his potential drops. The contact improves. It's interesting. Mwad gets worse. Bob Scales gets better. We picked him up in the offseason from the Yankees. Thomas Pickett. Oh, man. I was hoping for more out of him. He looked a little bit better than that when we drafted him, and he's not having a good time in AAA, so we will go ahead and send him back down to AA, let him get some work there. DeLucas getting a little worse. That's concerning. Why is Nick Pivetta in the rookie league? Edgar Romero gets a little worse. That's concerning. Luis Gomez gets better. How is our other Luis Molina doing? Yeah, I mean, he'll be up. I mean, he'll be up next season, or he'll be up this season if we have some injuries. So, Surefire 10, thank you for the follow. Appreciate you. Appreciate you coming and hanging out here on this Sunday night. All right, so we are 36-22. What else do we want to look at here? Let's look at the awards. Jose Romo is your batter of the month in the AL. In the NL, Max Kepler. Pitcher of the month in the AL, Cleonel Perez. And in the NL, Zach Gallen continues to going strong for St. Louis. That's one of the deals we made early on in this playthrough that came back to sort of backfire on us. This one, and then obviously the Soto deal didn't work out for us. But Angel Antezana is your American League. Whoa. Holy crap. Rookie of the month. He's really good. And Bobby Castellanos, pitcher for the Rockies, is your Rookie of the Month. July, we got what happened in this game. We didn't even look at the box score. 3 hits from Johnson. That average starting to climb, which is nice. Garabay's hitting .250. What is going on with him this year? On-base percentage is still there, close to 400, but the power's gone. What is happening? Hopefully it comes in bunches as we move through the season here. Same thing with Paulino. 75 home run power. He's got 4 on the year. So Paulino and Garabay's power disappearing has been a huge problem for us. Doubleheader against the Padres. We win both games of the doubleheader, 2-1 and then 11-7 in 10 innings. Buxton goes 3 for 4. He's got that average at 350. Florencio goes 4 1/3, shutout. Walk-off grand slam. Who hit the grand slam? Jordan Lawler hits the grand slam. 2 for 5 with 6 runs back, not batted in. Lujan's average is plummeted down to 240. That's not good. Garabay gets a couple hits. Paulino with a couple hits, but still no home runs. Still no home runs. 2 home runs for Jordan Lawler, in fact, in this one. May makes his first start with us and doesn't pitch well, but that's fine. All right, so we come into June 3-0 or 2-0, win the doubleheader. It's a good way to start things, I think. We sweep San Diego at home. That's awesome. Lujan, 3 for 4. He gets a couple of home runs. Johnson's got that average up to 276. Yeah, that's what we needed to see. That's going to help. Feliz gets the win. On the road now against the Cardinals. We're on the road for 7. 6-2 loss. Yeah, same hitting coach. Same hitting coach. 4-2 win. At least I think it's the same hitting coach. Yeah, he's been the same hitting coach since the start. We're just, our average is down 20 points this year. Maybe it's time to make a change. I mean, see, this is the issue, is that other than Buxton, he gets along really well with every single one of our hitters. So he's outstanding at teaching hitting, legendary at development. I mean, I don't see that there's a reason to change him right now, but yeah, power's just vanished from some of our players. Not Jordan Lawler as he hits another home run, his 11th. Shabazz bounces back with a nice start, only gives up 2 hits in 5 2/3. Yeah, same hitting coach, it's just different results this year. We lose 6-5. Split the series in St. Louis. We do. We take 2 out of 4. We pick up 10 runs. Paulino with a good game. Has 3 home runs. 3 for 5 with 5 RBIs. We needed to see that. Buxton hits his 6th. So that power's starting to come along. Garabay now up to 3 home runs. I don't understand the Jason Brown thing. I mean, and this is part of the reason our offense is struggling, because we got Brown in the 2-hole, and he's hitting 230. So what do we do? So is the answer as simple as swapping these two? Given how good Lawler has been this year and how bad Brown has been this year. I mean, we'll see if that changes things. Yeah, the problem is he's got unsustainable BABIP. This 370 BABIP, Buxton at 392. On the other end, you've got Lujan at 253. So, yeah, I don't know. We'll give this a try. We'll move Lawler into that number 2 spot and see if that affects the offense at all. 3 on the road now against the Padres. 3-2 win. Lujan with a home run. Yep, Lujan with a home run. Garabay gets on base 5 times. No issues getting on base. 250 batting average, but a 396 on base percentage. It's just, when your on base percentage is higher than your slugging, that's not good. He's a singles hitter right now. And he's batting 3rd, which isn't great. Feliz goes 5. Not pitching very deep into game. I guess he is. He's pitched into the 7th, 3 of his last 5 starts. He's been fine. Can't really complain. Game 2 in San Diego. Like to just keep winning here. 6-0. There we go. Garibay, 3 for 4, 3 RBIs, no home runs. That's a double, 2 singles, 3 RBIs. Buxton a couple of hits. Pena is dominant. And we are 19 games over 500. Looking for the sweep over the Padres in San Diego. Nope. Lose 5-3 in 11. How are the Dodgers this year? Are they still bad? They were really bad last year. You got 24-44. This is crazy. And they have a metric crap ton of money to spend next year. $124 million. But, yeah, I mean, Freddie Freeman is still looking okay. His contract is up after this year. Mookie Betts, he's still got 2 years left on his contract. Oof. They signed him to an extension. Dodgers, what are you guys doing? I'm not going to tell them how to spend their money. That's fine with me. It's fine with me. All right, so we got the Dodgers for 3 at home. We win 11-2. Hey, we got a rating party. Warbot TBD. Thank you, man. Appreciate it. That's awesome. Thanks for jumping into the channel. My name is Aaron. Yeah, that's really cool. That's the first time we've been rated. I don't really know what to do here. So, just want to thank you guys for jumping in. My name is Aaron. I am one of the, one of the general managers for GM Games. I live stream every Sunday. Right now, we're in the middle of our Arizona Diamondbacks Let's Play. We are in Season 10. Yeah, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the channel, Raiders. Josh, how many players in the Dodgers lineup are under 35? Not many. Not many at all. I want to look at that box score in a second, but they got Betts, who's 37, Turner's 36, Freeman's 40, Michael Bush is 32, Carter Kieboom is 32, Gavin Lux is 32, Dubon is 35, Pache is 31, Bo Naylor is 30, Garrett Cole 39, Rutledge 31, Dakota Hudson 35, Medina 27. They literally have 2 players in their starting lineup and starting pitching staff that are under 30. That is ugly. Oh, hi, Zarya. Thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. So, yeah, they are not very good right now. And that's fine with me. Let them sink. So, Julio Lujan and Jordan Lawler continue to hit the baseball. Lawler homers, Lujan homers twice. Got a couple of hits from Brown down there in the 7 hole. May goes 3 2/3, and he doesn't get hurt, but he's pitched 9 innings in his 3 starts. $7 million. Yeah, I mean, I didn't know what we were going to get out of him, but we had the money, and I figured if we could add some depth to our pitching staff, we would, so I did that. Bullpen does what the bullpen has done all year. Just 5 1/3 shutout innings. Our bullpen has been magnificent. That's the Dodgers. Our bullpen has been magnificent. Second best bullpen ERA in the game, or in the National League. Third best starters ERA. We're back up to 3rd in runs scored, which is nice. Still not hitting a lot of home runs. We're 11th in home runs. Garabay's still stuck on 3, which I don't get after hitting 30 plus the last couple of seasons. We get Mazur back in a week or 2, which will be nice. I don't know what we're going to do. Probably put May in the bullpen. Florencio's been too good to take. Maybe if Shabazz has a rough outing, we send him back down to AAA for a bit. But Florencio's been so good as a starter, I can't take him out. So, and obviously Feliz and Pena aren't coming out. So we got a couple options there. And I'm just going to do this one more time since we just had some people jump in. So, yeah, guys, thank you for coming in and hanging out. My name's Aaron. I have my own YouTube channel as well. It's called Around the World Sports. I've got an Oakland A's playthrough going on over there. I'm in year 10 on that playthrough, and yeah, go check that out. Am I having the same financial issues? No, I'm not. I am not having the same financial issues in my Arizona Sim Kodiak. This one is working fine. It was just the A's one, and it happened again on the live stream yesterday, so I had to go in and shut off the draft budgets. So now there are no more draft budgets, and that seems to have kind of evened things out for everybody. But I don't know how much longer we're going to go with it, to be honest with you. I may be starting over with a new team, or maybe do an expansion draft or do something fictional or something like that. I haven't really thought about it, but it's been buggy. That particular save has been buggy, and that's a bit of a concern. So we get Adam Mazur back. So oh no, he's out for 3 more days. Okay, he's out for 3 more days. So we'll get through this LA series. Random task. You think I should scrap this year and start over? No, I think we're doing just fine this year at 45-25. After winning the World Series a year ago, I am perfectly content to continue on. R Pizzle 15, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. So Wad pinch hits. He plays short. Why, game? He pinch hits him and puts him at third base. When you've got Locke, who can play third base, what is going on? Did Johnson get hurt? Okay, so Locke pinch hit for Scales in the 7th, which means Locke came in and went to third base. Lawler went to second. And Johnson came out of the game? Why? And it's fine. Watt hit a 3-run homer or hit a grand slam in the 7th inning, but just from a defensive perspective, that makes absolutely no sense. Big R 1507, thank you for the follow. Appreciate that. Florencio gets hit relatively hard, but the bullpen does what the bullpen does. Look for the sweep over the Dodgers, and we get Mazur back right around here, and then we'll have to figure out what to do with our pitching staff. Ooh, 4-0 loss to a terrible Dodgers team. That's rough. And it was against our best pitcher. Okay. Well, it happens. When does Miles Jansen diagnosis pending? So if he's out for any length of time, that's an easy move. We just slide Mazur in and then move somebody to the bullpen. Miami, I think is pretty good right now. Yeah, 44-27. Second best record. Third best record in the National League behind us and the Cubs. So we got a 2 versus 3 matchup right now. We're at home, though, for 4, so hopefully we can take maybe 3 out of 4. That would be nice. So we win there 5-2. Paulino hits his 8th home run. Gomez hits his first. So the power's starting to come for Paulino, but it's still way off compared to last year. Garibay stuck on 3 home runs. I don't know what is going on. I mean, it's not like his power has dropped significantly. It hasn't dropped at all. Contact dropped a little bit. The contact peaked at a 65. It's now down to a 60, but power hasn't changed at all. He just isn't hitting for any right now. Tamar Johnson, 2 for 2. Who got to start? Pena. He's now 8-2 on the season. 2 against Miami. Another win. I saw flexor tendon before it went to this page, so I have a feeling Miles Jansen is done. Let's see what it says. Oh, no, it still says pending. I thought I saw flexor tendon someplace. I'm glad I didn't. I thought I saw flexor tendon someplace. Mazur, what do we do? The smart play is to send Shabazz down. Or is it? I mean, at this point, he's up. He's pitched 9 games. He's held his own. I mean, he's pitched to a 108 ERA+. He hasn't been awesome, but he's been fine. Extreme UW, thank you for the follow. If that does suck, yeah, if I do, I don't think I'll ever do an online save with the Red Sox. I save that for offline. There are a few teams I've thought of. Somebody suggested the Nationals. What I want to avoid is taking over a team that, is either currently being done by somebody or has been done to death. I've seen a couple of Kansas City Royals playthroughs. Old School Sports does one that I really like. So I don't want to I don't want to take anything away from him. Sporer is doing the Marlins right now. I think PF Holden is doing Kansas City as well. So, there are some teams that I wouldn't want to do. I don't want to do Detroit because I did Detroit last year. Maybe somebody like Cincinnati might be fun. They've got Hunter Green and something and that sort of thing. So I'm thinking about it. We're going to see how this year. I can tell you right now that my team, I came up here and recorded part of Monday's video for my A's playthrough. It's just an awful season. The wheels have completely fallen off. So Expo's expansion is done. Yeah, I wouldn't do that type of expansion. If I was going to do expansion, I would I would create my own team. I might do fictional. I've never done a fictional Let's Play on my channel before. I've done, plenty of live, and then I've done expansion, but I've never done fictional. All right, so let's get back to this real quick. What do we want to do? I think we just wait and see what we get from what the word is on Jansen first, so we can put Mazur on a rehab assignment just for now. So we walk this one off. We were down 5-1 going into the 8th. We scored 3 in the 8th, 1 in the 9th. Paulino with another home run, I think. Yep, 3-run home run in the 8th. Shabazz pitches 5, strikes out 10. Okay. Still waiting on word on Adam Mazur. Hopefully we get an answer after this game. Eric Ingram, Philadelphia, the Phillies. Oh, we lose Miles Jansen for 3 months. The Phillies might be fun. Who do I take out? I think the answer is probably May. The Phillies might be fun. My problem with a team like the Phillies is I don't like taking over larger market teams. I have a fictional save offline that's in like 2050 or something like that I've ported over from Out of the Park. I think 21 was when I started it, so 21, 22, and now 23. My problem with doing a big market team is that it tends to be too easy. It's once you kind of get over that hump. I think we're over the hump with the Diamondbacks right now. Unless we completely screw this thing up, we should be a pretty consistent winning team going forward. With the big market teams, I personally think it's a little too easy to get over that hump. But what I might do is put it up to a poll on my channel and see what people say. Yeah, Philadelphia's a choice. Like I said, I had somebody mention Washington, which might be fun. You can at least build around Juan Soto, and then you got a whole bunch of crap around Soto. Seattle is fun too, but again, they strike me as a team that might be a little too close. With Kalinic and Rodriguez and Emerson Hancock, and they have a lot of pieces there that can make things not easy to win, but easier. And I like it to be difficult. It's part of the fun for me. That's why I have my trade. That's why I have my trade difficulty set on the highest level, because I like it to be a challenge. So it looks like Brown homers. Lujan hits his 21st. They have the ability to be really good, but don't seem to get there. You're talking about Washington, Eric. Yeah, that's and the funny thing is, that's what I find about the Red Sox too. I talk about how easy it is with a big market team. Well, I play, and so Mazur pitches 5 and gets the win. I have a Red Sox save going offline, and I'm in like my 6th season, and I can't break through. I just can't do it. I stay somewhere between pretty good and really bad on a year-to-year basis. So I don't know what the issue is, but Rich Rock 00, thank you for the follow. Lujan out for 4 days. So is this the Angels or the Dodgers? This is 2 games in LA against the Dodgers, followed by 4 in Colorado. So yeah, in a fictional that started in 2018, oh no, you always got to back up, my man. You always got to back up. I back up, and I learned that the hard way as we lose 3 straight. I had last year for GM Games, I had a playthrough with the Colorado Rockies, and I had just finished, I don't know, my 4th season, my 5th season, something like that, and my computer crashed. And when I booted my computer back up, the save had corrupted. And the game, I didn't have the game set to save every month, so and I had backed it up, but the last backup was like a year and a half prior to that. So I had to go back in to where my game was backed up to and duplicate every single trade that was made over a year and a half. And it was brutal. It took me hours to get caught back up. It took 9 years to win with the Yanks to finally win it all, first World Series since Out of the Park 21. Yeah, maybe a bigger market team is the way to go. I almost always go with a smaller market team. So maybe I change it up here. Maybe I go with a bigger market team. I don't mind Philadelphia. I like the idea of Washington. I like the idea of Cincinnati because they're young, they're not good, but they've got some pieces. But yeah, maybe a National League East team. I haven't done an East team ever. That's I think the one division I haven't touched. I don't think I've done anything in the East either, in the AL East either. I tend to stay in the Central and the West for some reason. Yeah. It was the weirdest thing. Yep, that is exactly what happened to me in Out of the Park 20 in my Rockies save last year. That is exactly what happened, Eric. Lost all my minor leagues. They were just gone. And that was a known bug with the game. So what would happen to me is my computer would go into, like, if I was dumb and I left the game on, my computer would go into sleep mode and it wouldn't wake up. So I would have to turn my computer off and then turn it back on. And I went into the game and everything had been corrupted. Yeah, that was the 22 Out of the Park 22 corruption bug. That's what happened to everybody. Unfortunately to me, like I said, fortunately for me, I had backed it up like a year and a half prior, so I was able to recover and kind of pick back up. But yeah, Josh, I don't know if I want to do Miami, only because it hasn't been done to death, but like Sporer is doing a Miami Let's Play right now, and I don't want to take anything away from any other Out of the Park baseball content creators that are doing their own thing. Like I don't want to say, well, I know Sporer's doing a Miami, Let's Play, but here's mine. I don't want to do that. Like to me that seems, this is such a small community. This is the Out of the Park streaming community is such a small community that I just don't want to step on anybody's toes or take away from anybody else. There's a lot of great content creators out there. Like Old School Sports, for those of you who like watching this type of thing, go check him out. He's got an awesome Let's Play with the Royals going on right now. I don't like to take away from anybody, so I want to do something different. So yeah. That's why I wouldn't do Miami, and that's why I wouldn't do Kansas City. And I'm sure there are others out there that I don't know, but these are just the ones that I know. Shreddy, you'd like to see me take an expansion team just to see me struggle. That's fair. I mean, I would certainly struggle. So that might be what we do. I'm going to see how the rest of the season goes with my A's team, and we're going to see if when the season ends, the finances are still okay, and we may just continue on here for a little while. But I can tell you right now that in season 11 in my A's playthrough, this has been the worst year since we started, and that's I'm having a real problem with that. So variety is the key to having everyone. Yeah, and again, it's such a small community that we have to lean on each other. Like I said, Old School Sports. I direct people to him. He directs people to me. I know Sporer has got a ton of viewers, a ton of subscribers compared to me, so he sent people my way, and I appreciate it. And the last thing I want to do is then turn around and say, I know he's got a Miami playthrough, but you need to come and watch mine instead. GBN, no, I miss him, actually. I absolutely loved his Giants playthrough last season. Absolutely loved his San Francisco Giants playthrough. It was one of my favorites. His draft episodes are some of my favorite Out of the Park episodes out there. So if you want a fun Out of the Park 22 episode to watch, go find GBN. He German guy, I believe. Just fantastic Let's Play. What about the Rangers? The Rangers, another good one. NS, that's another good one. I did a Rangers one last year in Out of the Park 22. Sorry, my nose is super itchy, guys. I did a Rangers playthrough in Out of the Park 22 on GM Games last year, but it was a draft to glory style. So I could only have players on my team that we either drafted in the first year player draft or the Rule 5 draft. We ended up winning it all in that one, believe it or not. I think it took us, 7 or 8 years to win it all in that one, but we won it all in that one. RWD, thank you for the follow, my friend. Appreciate that. So yeah, there are a lot of options out there, and I don't want to just give up on the A's, but I also don't want to just beat my head against the wall for 30 years if we just can't win it, you know what I mean? So, I ultimately I want to win because that's the fun in this, so we'll see how it goes. But so we win this game 15-1. Florencio can't go 5 innings to get the win in a 15-1 shellacking of the Rockies. Game 3. 7-5 wins. We've won 3 straight. Power's starting to come back for Paulino, which is nice. The average is climbing as well. He's up to 264, 10 home runs now. So it's starting to come around. Garabay's up to 5 home runs. And the OPS plus, he's still an above average hitter. 116 OPS plus. He's still on pace for 3 wins, but a lot of that's 130 walks. So Mazur goes 5 again. May gets the save. Interesting. Okay, final game of the series against the Rockies. It's a 14-4 win. So yeah, that's sort of a, me on my soapbox. We talk about, there was a Reddit post about a year ago when Out of the Park started doing their drops. There was a Reddit post by a person who was sort of picking apart all of the streamers or all of the Twitch channels that were eligible for drops, and he didn't have particularly nice things to say about GM Games, but then later admitted he had never actually watched the channel. So to me, there's no reason for that. I don't do this to, I make $3 a day on my YouTube videos. So I don't do this to make money, I do this because I'm going to play the damn games anyway, and I find this fun. So the last thing I want to do is hinder somebody else from doing the same thing. So Mike's OOTP so whack. Yeah, it was, but, people say what they want to say, and, it is what it is. So, but yeah, I do this to have fun, and I'm going to be playing the games anyway, so I may as well do it in front of people. So we lose Feliz for 2 weeks with a sore shoulder. I think the smart move is to put him on the DL. The problem is our DL is 19 days. So, this isn't a 2-week thing. This is a 19-day, and that's probably fine. We're 10 games up. There's no reason to run the risk of Feliz getting hurt any further. Who do we want to call up? Is it time to give Molina a shot? He's getting hit pretty hard in AAA, 4.97 ERA. I started with Out of the Park 7, I believe, 2005, whatever that was. That was my first. That was my first season. An online league with other. I've thought about that. I actually sent Old School Sports a message on YouTube, and he never got back to me. But I would love to do that. I would love to find, because the ones that I watch most regularly are Old School Sports. I watch Sporer. I watched GBN when he posted. I watch Avindian. There is, what's his name? There's a guy who's doing a, what the hell is it? I got to find it now. Hang on a second. Let me get into my follows here. Where is his page? Oh, come on. Where is it? I can't find it. There's 2 or 3 others that I watch when they pop up. But yeah, that'd be a lot of fun. I would love to do an online league with other content creators. That would be really neat. My only issue with calling up Molina is that we haven't burned any of his service time yet, and we don't have to. I think the smart play is to call up Hamilton and put Luis May back in the rotation. I think that's the smart move. And then if we get another injury, then we can call up Molina. Yeah, Eric, I started playing the first sort of baseball sim I ever played was Sammy Sosa High Heat Baseball. And then I played Baseball Mogul for a time, which I really, really liked. I actually played an online version of Baseball Mogul until they shut down their online version. And at that point, I started looking for something a little more in depth and found Out of the Park, and I've been hooked ever since. So another win. We're 53-29. Brown, Bailey, Paulino, all homers. So the power's starting to come back for us. Pena goes 5 innings, strikes out 10. So we look for our 6th straight victory. We don't get it, so we lose 4-3. Front Page Sports. I played Front Page Sports Pro Football back in the 90s, back in the mid-90s. I played Front Page Sports Pro Football was my game of choice when I was in high school and college back in my younger days. All right, owner's fine with this. Our hitting coach, we're going to bring him back. I mean, the hitting is starting to come around, so I'm not too terribly worried. Jesus Zamora, the number 9 prospect in baseball. Absolutely destroying A-ball right now. Let's call him up to high A. Actually, let's take a look at that real quick. Did I play with the Roland rosters when I first started? No, when I first started playing Out of the Park baseball, I did fully fictional playthroughs. I created a league based on like cities in my home state of New Hampshire. And I played that, and that was all I did the first year or two. Edgar Toro, 14th round pick. Look at those pitches, man. Zamora's in high A-ball. DeLucas, how's he doing in A-ball? Not particularly well. We'll leave him there. Yeah, our prospects are not. Yeah, I mean, our prospect ranking is going to start to drop as we call some of these players up, and that's fine. Front office football is the GOAT of football sims. Yeah, it's really hard to find a good football sim. I'm a big fan of the Draft Day Sports people. Their basketball game to me is second to none. Their pro basketball game, their college basketball is so uber polished. It's just such a good game. Their football game, I think, will get there, and I'm really looking forward to that. But yeah, it's hard to find a good football league. 3 straight losses. Have I done any foreign leagues? I haven't. I haven't done the KBO. I know. What's his name? The Out of the Park content creator, or the Out of the Park social media manager. I know he did a KBO league last season. For most of the year, I think he started it during COVID, didn't he? What's his name? TJ did a KBO playthrough. Gary used to be connected to was he really? I didn't know that, Eric. I didn't know he was connected to Out of the Park baseball, but that explains how he knows how to put together a good sports sim, for sure. So Garabay's up to 8 home runs, so the power's coming. Paulino's up to 14. Pena's not pitching more than 5 innings in an outing. That's a little concerning. I have the hook set to slow, so he should be out there more than he is, but win's a win, I guess. Doesn't really matter, right? Final game of the month. Pure Sim Baseball. I never played Pure Sim. Yeah, OOTP has got the market not just cornered, but destroyed at this point, which I'm fine with as long as they continue to develop the online and offline leagues and don't turn it into 80% of our time and focus goes into Perfect Team, and then the other 20% goes into everything else. As long as they don't do that, and they continue to put their time and their effort into the base game, I will support them every single year. I have bought every single version of Out of the Park Baseball since 2007. I have bought every version of Franchise Hockey Manager, and I will continue to do so. I think it's a great company. I think they put out a fantastic product. Again, as long as they don't forget what got them to this point, I will continue to support them year after year after year, 100%. All right, so we're 54-33. We haven't really paused here at all. So let's take a look at the standings. We're 7.5 games up on the Giants. We have the second best record in the National League. We're 54-33. First in runs scored, second in runs against, so the offense has rebounded. Pay to play for unlimited. Ultimate Team killed Madden. Yeah, that's exactly what I don't want to have happen. I went years without buying Madden. I played Madden for years and years and years on the original PlayStation and stuff, all the way up through Xbox 360 and that sort of thing. And then I didn't buy it for a decade. And then I tried it again 2 years ago, 3 years ago, and I didn't enjoy it. Is it though, Mike? I don't know if it's going to be impossible. You can still make improvements to the base game. Now, I understand they're going to make a ton of money off Perfect Team, and I understand that they're going to have to invest their time and their effort into Perfect Team because of that. I get that. But I don't think they have to dismiss what got them to this point. The game is so polished as it is that they don't have to. They just have to not forget about the game. They just have to not forget about the base game. And I think they'll be fine. So I'm interested because, I certainly don't want them to go that way where, they don't put any of their effort into this because there just isn't another game like this out there. There just really isn't. There's nothing that even comes close. So I would hate to fire this game up one day and have it be a shell of itself because, all their money's going into Perfect Team. You would like them to make it so we can pick the pitch we want to throw. They do that in Baseball Mogul, Eric. Baseball Mogul gives you the opportunity to select your pitches while you're in the game, the type of pitch. And you can do pitch by pitch. So you literally can do... Yeah, they did have a disastrous launch. I mean, that is a fair point. The Perfect Team launch was not good. And there were some bugs in the base game as well that weren't there before either. Which is concerning. But yeah, I think what Josh said is kind of my thought. The groundwork of the game, the foundation of the base game is there. They don't have to do much to the base game of Out of the Park Baseball to maintain it year over year. If they just updated the rosters every year and tweaked the rules as there are rule changes in the game, that would be enough for me. I don't need changes to the 3D engine. I don't need any of that. You guys see how I play these games. I don't play out many of the games, so I don't care about the 3D engine really. I just want the game itself to sim, accurately and realistically. That was the biggest problem I had with Baseball Mogul, is that it got to be too easy because the sim engine just didn't work. All right, so Buxton declines. That's fine. We knew that was going to happen with Byron, right? He's down to wrecked, but, we got a really good year out of him last year. He's on pace to have a pretty good season this year. Next year could be the problem year. He's going to be 37, making $17 million, but that's the price we pay to get him for $7 million a year ago. So it wouldn't surprise me if he's an anchor next year, but, it happens. International free agents, let's take a look and see what we have. And the problem with Mogul, Eric, is that it's literally two people. It's a husband and wife team, and that's all it's ever been. So, I don't know that they want anything more than that, which is fine, but the game absolutely suffers. So neither of those guys are starters. Why does this thing keep unmuting? Sorry, guys. I don't know if you could hear myself in the background, but this isn't a great class. That's weird. Usually you get just dominating player after dominating player. I mean, I think the answer is, Edgar Morales is probably the guy, and he becomes a, designated hitter, or, he's 6 feet tall, so he's passable at first base, or maybe he becomes a trade chip. I don't know. But he's the best of the bunch. The other pitchers were all relievers, so we will offer Otter Morales a $5 million contract. 4-game series in San Diego. At any rate, I love out-of-the-park baseball. Marcus has obviously worked hard to put together a product that he's proud of and a product that he's able to make a living on it, and good for him. I certainly can't hold it against him. He's put together the best baseball simulation game that is out there, and he's earned the right to do what he wants with it. So, if the game goes to hell in a handbasket, then I'll just keep playing Out of the Park 23, and I'll just play Out of the Park 23 forever. And that there will be people out there who mod it and give you rosters, and you just kind of go back to the way it was in its infancy, right? Where you rely on other people to help improve the game. There used to be another simulator game close to this. There have been a lot that have been close, over the years, but nothing that has really ever compared to this. We gotta sim some games. We haven't simmed much over the last half hour. All right, so we don't get Morales. That's fine. We do get a 2-0 shutout over the Padres. Lawler, 3 hits. RBIs for Bailey and Lujan. So Julio Lujan's having a nice season. On pace for 44 and 100. May, there we go. That's what we were hoping for, signing Luis May earlier this year. His best start as a member of the Diamondbacks. All right, let's go back and look at international amateur. Is there anybody we really want to throw $5 million at? Not really. If his changeup wasn't a 20, maybe. Same thing with this guy. If his changeup wasn't a 20, maybe. Maybe we can throw... Yeah, see, these guys, they all want $5 million. So I don't know that there's the first time in a while, I don't know that there's a batter that we're going to throw $5 million at here. Yeah, there's just meh. My scouting isn't great, but he's okay. I think we just pocket that money for now, guys. Yeah, we're not going to make a move. We're not going to sign an international free agent this year. I don't want to... Oh, to pay for Buxton. Yeah, right. No, that's a good point. That's a good point, Josh. We're going to need that money for Buxton next season on the payroll for sure. So we lose 4-3. It's like 3 out of 4 in San Diego. That'd be nice. Nope. All right, so we're back at home for 3 games against the Dodgers. We lost 2 in a row to the Dodgers in Los Angeles last month. We beat them here. 5-4, score a run in the bottom of the 8th. Lujan with another home run. He's got 25 now. Shabazz, that ERA is up to 4.6. That's not ideal. I think we get Felice back in a week. When we get Felice back, I think Shabazz goes back down to the minors. He should get one more start. He won't get one more start because we get the All-Star break in here. So that'll likely be Shabazz's last start. We lose Buxton for 5 weeks. Okay. And this is kind of what I was anticipating. Like, we had Buxton last season and played 150 games. So, we got really, really lucky last year that for $7 million, we got 150 games out of Buxton. This year, things are not great. So Scales, I think, goes back into center field because he's the better defensive player. We're going to shift the lineup around a little bit. We'll move him down below Bailey. Bring Morales in there. I don't know, play him every 4th game. And then here against lefties, every 9th games, he's not as good. All right, so we win 9-3, but we lose Byron Buxton for the next 5 weeks again. Tamar Johnson 2 for 4 with a home run. There we go. His average up to 284. That's where we need that average. Paulino's up to 267. He's on pace for 24 home runs. Okay, he's coming along. It's close to last year now. It's respectable compared to last season. And we do have him signed long term as well. My long term, we have him signed 3 years, $6 million this year, 15 next year, 18 the year after that, and then a team option for 17. Mazur pitches well. It's nice getting him back in the rotation. Final game of the series against Los Angeles is a 2-0 win. So we sweep the Dodgers at home. Lujan with another home run. It's at like 3 straight days with home runs. No, 2 home runs in the last 3 games. On pace for 45 home runs on the year. Garibay sitting at 8 home runs, but does have that on-base percentage back up over 400. It's just a weird season, man. Just a weird season. He's still on pace for almost 4 wins. On-base percentage is kind of right in line with where he was last year. If he gets his average up, his on-base percentage will actually be higher than it has been, but the slugging is non-existent. It's just a little strange. So May pitches 4 shutout innings. Doesn't go particularly. I don't want him going. I mean, I don't care if he doesn't get wins. I mean, if he can give me 4 innings of one-hit baseball every 5 days, I will take that in a heartbeat. Rest of the bullpen is fine, and it's time for the All-Star game. Who made the All-Star team? For Arizona, Ignacio Feliz at 5-6 makes the All-Star game. Robinson Pena makes the All-Star team. Fitz Stadler makes the All-Star team. He's on pace for another 3-win season as a reliever. It's just crazy. Anybody else? We had 3 pitchers, Feliz, Pena, and Stadler. Patrick Bailey makes it as a catcher. Lujan made it. So 5 total, 3 pitchers, 2 batters. Surprised Patrick Bailey made it, but this was a great signing for us, guys. We signed him for $5 million a year. I mean, he's almost assuredly going to opt out. Considering he wants $17 million a year, he's almost assuredly going to opt out. But, I mean, we got 2 really good seasons out of him. And that's fine. So we may have a decision to make next year at catcher, but that is a future Aaron problem, not a current Aaron problem. All right, so Felice is back in 5 days, so that gets us to here. Yeah, so Shabazz likely doesn't get another start unless we suffer another injury. Nine and a half game lead over the Giants going into the All-Star break. 59-35. We are on pace for over 100 victories. We got the draft coming up. I haven't even bothered to look at the draft class. Let's get into said draft. We're picking 28th. There's been some really good drafts these last couple years. Let's see what we have this season. Pitching or batting stats. Yeah, I mean, still some really, really good. Like, I mean, this guy's just a tank. 18-year-old high school bat, already 6'4", 200 pounds. Steve Lane. I don't know that he's a center fielder, but he's a pretty good bat. Bobby Sanchez, pretty solid across the board, and he's pretty well developed too. 1.5 star, 3.5 star. Qualifying offer, get it? Maybe. You know, I mean, I don't know if he'll turn the qualifying offer down. You know, qualifying offer is $18.9 million. So if he wants $17 million, does he turn down the QO? I don't know. Pitchers. I think, there are some good pitchers here. He's got Monte Frost, not good enough to be our top pick. Jesus Guardiola is not a starting pitcher with that changeup. Omar Jones, really raw, really far away, but 3.5 star extreme ground ball, which I love. Good stamina, good stuff, really good movement. He's not a starter with that changeup. That's not as good as I thought, honestly. Griffin looks okay. So I am leaning towards either the very raw 17-year-old Omar Jones, who I love the extreme ground ball pitchers. OSA doesn't like him quite as much as we do, but really good movement, plus stuff, plus control, 3 good pitches, potentially good pitches, or the first baseman. I'm a little hesitant to draft a first baseman with my first pick, but I mean, he's got that bat, man. He's got that bat. Contact, gap, home run power. Gonna hit for a high average. Gonna hit for a lot of home runs. So that's kind of where way I'm leaning. What else we got here? What do you guys think? Juan Ruiz or Omar Jones? What do you guys think? Jaden Corbin. Play all over the diamond, but he's not a center fielder. Eddie Saldana. Good bat. Pretty bad in the outfield, though. Yeah, I think it comes down to the pitcher or the first baseman. You win more games with pitching than you do bats. I like the way you think, Merton. That's, I always lean towards pitching. I don't know why. It doesn't always work out for me, but I always lean towards pitching. We got a 17-year-old, 6'2", 185-pound right-hander who's an extreme ground ball, sidearm pitcher, 55 stamina. Obviously, high school stats are misleading, but absolutely ridiculously dominant in high school. The pitcher, all right, that's the way we're going to go. We are going to take Omar Jones with our first pick, the 17-year-old pitcher. Oof. All right. Maybe we'll get lucky and he'll still be there. And he's still there. Let's go. We get them both. We get them both. This is our comp pick. This is our first-round comp pick that we have. So we're going to get them both. We're going to get the pitcher and the hitter. All right. So now we are in round 2. That's awesome. I didn't think we'd get both, but it worked out. Dave Sanson doesn't look terrible. I mean, 6'5", 215-pound 19-year-old. When I was 19, I weighed like 135 pounds. Like, what the hell is this? Stamina 45, another ground ball pitcher, but this one throws 100. I kind of like him. Not a super high ceiling, but I mean, looks like a decent floor. I mean, already pretty well developed, too, for a 19-year-old. 40 stuff, 35 movement, 30 control. Yeah, pretty well developed for a 19-year-old. I kind of like him. You can never have too much pitching in your minor leagues. A 20-year-old with high work ethic. Not sure, sidearm pitch. I don't see. That's, I guess, something I don't understand. Is there something in the game that says a sidearm pitcher can't be a starter? He has the stamina for it. So what is it about the sidearm pitcher that will limit him from a starter perspective? Woody Johansson's not bad. Lot of 2.5-star pitchers. So I think what that means is we go hitter this round. So there's a lot of batters in there that are similar. Isaiah Smith, low adaptability, low intelligence. Okay, that makes perfect sense, baseball. Thank you very much. That makes perfect sense. In fact, let's take a look at that. I mean, not that it matters since we already drafted him, but that's a great point. Thank you very much for that. I mean, the splits aren't going to matter right now because his ratings are so low. But, like, if we make them relative to... Yeah, I mean, his splits aren't awful, but they're there. They're certainly there against righties. So that's a great point. I didn't even think about that. That's why I have you guys here. Thank you so much. Baseball Dreamland. There's another one that I was talking about earlier. Somebody else that you need to go follow. You need to go watch his videos. That's somebody else that... That totally slipped my mind when we were talking about other OOTP content creators. So Baseball Dreamland's another one you want to be checking out. He's like 30 years into a sim. What are we doing? We're drafting. Oh, right. What am I doing? To here. Thank you. All right. Yeah, guys, go check out Baseball Dreamland. Go drop him a follow. He's got some really good stuff. I like his content as well. So yeah, I think we're going young with this draft. Jaden Corbin, 18-year-old. Demand is 1.2 million, but high work ethic, can play. What do his defensive ratings look like in the infield? Good range. Probably second baseman with that error in arm, but he can play second base. He can play left. Jaden Corbin is going to be our second round pick, our third pick overall. Of course, man, you missed the whole conversation. I was talking about how the out of the park baseball community, as it pertains to content creation, is just such a small, niche. There's like 10 of us. You know what I mean? There's just not that many of us. So we got to support each other and shout each other out. So yeah, absolutely, go check him out. All right, so we are into the third round. They think we should take Robert Rivera. I don't want to take Robert Rivera. I want to go back and I want to look at pitchers because there were a lot of really good pitchers left. I want to see if any of those pitchers that I was looking at before are still there. Willis Ortiz, no. It looks like all those guys that I was looking at before are gone now, which is... Oh no, Woody Johansson is still there. He's not bad. I don't think that changeup ever develops, but high work ethic, 95 to 97. He's 20 years old already. Again, kind of a low ceiling, high floor kind of guy, but a potentially, plus fastball, plus slider, plus splitter. Good stuff, good control, movements, eligible or is okay. What type of scout do I use? I use Toolsy scouts. I almost always pick highly favored tools. And I look every single year to see if there is a scout that highly favors tools that is better than my scout, and there never is. So I just keep my scout year after year after year. He's been with us since the beginning. Continue the draft. So I think Johansson is the pick. 20-year-old, pretty well developed, really good stamina. Yeah, pitched pretty well in college. Woody Johansson, or Johansson, is our next pick. Still, I guess we're out of the 2.5-star style pitchers. Anybody else that's... No. None of these guys are great. Low work ethic. Han wasn't bad. Still a long way away, but again, another sidearm type pitcher. And he's tiny, 6 feet, 165 pounds. That's about what I was when I was that age, but 5'9", so I weighed 130 pounds. Isaiah Smith is still there. Good bat, but doesn't really have a position. I mean, I suppose he could play first base at 6'1", but he can play left, I guess, with the 60 range and 50 arm. I mean, he's never going to be all that good, but he's definitely the best bat remaining, unless there's a pitcher that is actually a hitter. Ooh, Steve Petty. Another really good bat with no position. That's too bad. Chris McCray. I mean, he's a good left fielder. Good error, decent enough arm. He's 21. I think it comes down to McCray or Smith for me. I think I kind of want to go Smith. I just think there's more potential upside out of the 18-year-old. So we'll take Smith, and then if McCray is there with the next pick, we will take him then. And he is. Okay, cool. We will take McCray here. Pretty deep draft. I mean, to still get 2.5-star players with 65 and 70 potential ratings in some of these, like Steve Petty's still there. I'm going to take him as well. Brother Rice. It's where my daughter's boyfriend went to high school. We'll take him. Now we start looking at fielding ratings. Let's see if we can find ourselves a catcher. 18-year-old catcher. I don't know that he's ever going to hit enough, but just great catcher ability. It's not a terrible option right now. Catchers with low work ethic, man, that just blows my mind. The baseball diamond is Limons, home away from home. Goes to the University of San Diego. He hits okay there. He's really good defensively, but I think I like Laureano better just because he's 18. Or do I? No, we're gonna take Limon. I like the little bit further along and developed. I mean, the high work ethic, maybe, you know, the bat gets a little bit better, but I love the 70 catcher ability, so we will take him. Infield range. Got a lot of names here. Wow. Other players look up to Soto. I mean, he's okay. I mean, the range is good, but no bad error, bad turn, double play, so he's not going to be a particularly good infielder. Actually, I guess there's not a lot of options here. Ernesto Ramirez, 1.5 star. Actually, a better infielder than he is an outfielder. I mean, that's a pretty good second base rating right there with that range, error, and turn DP. The arm is a little negligible, but it's not my pick. Ernesto Ramirez is going to be our next pick. Outfield range. What do we got here? Jason McGeorge. Wow. His expectation is the bullpen? Why? Why would his expectation be the bullpen? Bobby Shipman, who's an 18-year-old with low work ethic. Yeah, I don't mind McGeorge. I love that defense. Let's go to individual pitch potential, see if there's any under-the-radar guys left here. Oops, I didn't want to go there. I wanted to go here. Doesn't look like it. Tyrese Stevens, nope. Nope. Knuckleballers. We got any knuckleballers in this draft? We don't. Knuckle changeup. We got a couple of pitchers. Julio Picasso. That was a knuckle curve. Not a good draft for pitchers beyond the first few rounds. There's Josh always asking for knuckleballers. See, I was thinking I didn't even see your comment, and I went and I looked anyway because you're in the back of my mind now when I get to the draft. I think I'm gonna take John Flores because he throws a screwball, and that's awesome. I mean, this pitch will never develop, so he's a 2-pitch pitcher, but maybe as a reliever, he's 6'8", 195 pounds. Like, you literally, if you turned sideways, he would disappear. That's awesome. I'm gonna take him just because that's fantastic. Well, it's not my pick. Now I'm going to take him, though. You're welcome, Josh. Every year I look for knuckleballers. And I do it in my A's playthrough now because of you. I think about that. I'm like, let's take a look for knuckleballers. See if there's anything there. Wow, look at this guy. He throws 6 average pitches. That's terrific. Oof, he was bad in college. I think we might let the AI sort out the last 8 rounds. Excuse me, man. Unless there is something that we're missing here. Let's look at all players. John Robinson looks like he has a decent bat. But he's got low work ethic. I mean, he's got the best bat available, so... Or is Richard Rivas a better bat? I think Rivas is a better bat. I don't know that he's ever going to develop, but he at least has the range. We'll take Rivas, and then we will let the AI finish up. All right, so we're going to offer contracts, and then we got to figure out what we're going to do here post-draft in terms of the trade deadline. Let's go ahead and negotiate. Yeah, we don't have a ton of money, but we didn't spend any on international free agents, so that means we're going to be able to sign Johansson, which is nice. And I know I could probably have saved a couple $100,000 on Ruiz, but I mean, big picture, does it really matter? All right, so our draft, pretty solid draft, I think. Omar Jones, we'll see how he shakes out as a sidearm ground ball pitcher from the left side. Ratings are there though, so we'll see what happens. Juan Ruiz, just a masher, great contact, great home run power. Jaden Corbin, I think was a pretty solid third pick for us. Probably make him. I mean, probably play. He can't play third base because of the arm. He can play second, and he can play probably either corner outfield position. But I mean, as a second baseman, probably makes more sense for him. Woody Johansson, kind of a low ceiling, high floor kind of guy. Isaiah Smith will make him an infielder as well, and then Steve Petty, great bat, but no real defense to speak of. So we'll see what happens there. So all right. We got 3 weeks until the trade deadline. We're 9.5 games up. What do we need? What do we need? If we go around the diamond and we just look at our, what am I doing here? We look at our depth chart. This is where I wanted to go. What do we need? We're not making a move at first. Obviously, Garibay is locked in there. We're not making a move at second. We're not making a move at third, given how Lawler is playing this year. Shortstop is a potential option because Ibarra's simply not hitting. The defense has been average, so maybe shortstop, and then we give Ibarra the rest of the year to sort of marinate, as you will, down in AAA. We're not making a move in left. We're not making a move in right. And then maybe we make a move in center if we're not confident that Buxton comes back healthy. We get Buxton back in a month or something, whatever it was, 4 weeks, 5 weeks. So that puts us middle of August. So I don't think we're making a move from I don't think we're making a move in the outfield. Shortstop, maybe that one place where we look to upgrade. 'Cause our backup is Locke, and he's can't really hit either. And he's not particularly a shortstop. I mean, he's more a second base or third baseman / first baseman with that arm and that range. But so shortstop, I think, is a definite area of need. From a pitching perspective, I think we're set. I don't think we need to do a single thing with our pitching staff. We get Feliz back in a couple of days. Shabazz goes back down to the minor leagues, and we have our starting rotation set the way that we wanted it from the beginning of the season, and our bullpen has been lights out. When we trade for a pitcher, I mean, if we trade for a pitcher, actually, you know what? I think I need to change this. I'm going to make Tanner Scott a specialist because he's got those splits. Actually, he doesn't. He's pretty good against righties as well, but I think for the time being, he's been our worst pitcher. So, yeah, I don't think we need to do anything. I don't think we need to do anything with our pitching staff. A backup center fielder with a reasonable bat in case Buxton is down for the playoffs. Yeah, that's not a bad idea. Maybe Scales can go down to the minors along. Because, I mean, we do have Morales as well, but his bat's not ready either. So if we can find a center fielder, send Morales down, and then have Scales as our backup, I think that's probably a good place to be. So let's. Whoa. Okay. All right. I wasn't expecting that. His contract has got to be up at the end of this year, right? Got a player option for next year that he almost certainly opts out of. But let's focus on what we were thinking of. So Max, it's not Yohan Moncada, Max Kepler. And he's hitting the ball pretty well. He is, granted, that's Coors. His defense has been fine. Pache can't hit. Doesn't look like what we're looking for exists right now in on the trade block. I mean, maybe Mondesi. He's been very good defensively. The bat is okay. Contract expires after this season. I mean, Alberto Mondesi, does that do anything for us, really? I mean, it's an upgrade, but is it enough of an upgrade to justify giving up whatever it's going to take to get him? Let's see what it would take to get him. Maybe they just want to get rid of him. Exercises his 10-5 rule. Never mind. Okay. Thank you for the follow, Cavicom. Forget about everything. Go for Vlad. I mean, sure, but for how? You know what I mean? Like, you know, that's great in theory, but how? How do we get Vlad? And then once we get Vlad, I mean, we went down this road with Soto, and it set us back years. So, you know, sure. I mean, if you want to retain like all of his money, because that's what would have to happen. Like, let's start with Jason Brown. Yeah, I mean, it's just not going to happen. As much as I would like to, I got talked into Soto, and that backfired on us. So let's go back to the trade block. I mean, Kepler's not terrible. He's not going to hit for a high average, but he is going to hit for power. You can see he's got 22 home runs already this season. He's on pace for 40. But he's also fragile, so I'd hate to give up a ton to get him. And then, I mean, he's not really that good a center fielder. He's not really a center fielder with that range. Greg Allen, no, he can't hit. I mean, there's a center fielder, but he can't hit either. Crawford isn't the same J.P. Crawford he was a decade ago. I really would like Mondesi. You know, now that I can't have him, I want him. So, what other options do we have? Let's go to players. Center, shortstop. Let's just do 55 defense and see. What is this league? Is that Schaumburg that he played for? Is that what that is? Oh, Schoenbeck. The Matadors. Okay, so he was playing in Germany. Interesting. All right. I don't want him. I was just curious as to what that was. All right, so Eli Ibarra is definitely our catcher, is definitely our shortstop of the future. How bad are the Jays to have him on the trade block? I don't know. Let's look. They're 43-50. They're 14 games out of first place and only 3 games out of a wild card. So, I mean, they're in sell now mode, but they're 3 games out of a wild card. All right, so Ibarra is clearly our shortstop of the future. He's been average at shortstop, but I think the bat can come along enough. Or maybe we find somebody who's a little bit better with the bat, and we use Ibarra as part of that. Like Marcelo Meyer, I would love to bring on board. You know, he's another one. His contract, I think, expires at the end of this season. That could be a potential target for next season. If we can figure out where to get money, that would be nice. Royce Lewis, the bat's not there. Gabriel Arias. I mean, he's a free agent after next season. I mean, does this get us anywhere close? Problem is they have to retain. Yeah, they have to retain like almost all of it. Okay. At least they're interested. I mean, Arias would be a huge upgrade for us, both offensively and defensively. How old is he? He's 30 years old. We have him signed this year and next. I mean, if we can get them to retain 75% of this contract and we pay him $3 million next year, it feels like an absolute slam dunk. We have to do it. So let's throw Thomas Pickett in there. Headed to the circular file. Okay, so Pickett actually makes it worse. That's interesting. What doesn't make it worse? No. Really? Okay, so it's not happening. If we can give them Shabazz and they're not interested, it's not happening. I wish it could happen, but it's not happening. What if I gave you somebody off my big league roster that's I mean, I hate the idea of giving up Stadler, but hear me out. Stadler's going to opt out of his contract. He's going to opt out of his contract, and he won't be with the team next year. I mean, this feels crazy given what Stadler has given us out of the pen. What do you guys think? Do I make this happen if I can also get a reliever back? Like, you usually just let people go if you know they're going to be a free agent, but that's just me. Yeah, I guess the issue is Stadler's our best bullpen piece. I mean, without question, right? I mean, he is our stopper, he's our stud, and he has been for 2 years. He's a reliever who's on pace to strike out 180 batters and put up 3 WAR after putting up 4 WAR as a reliever a year ago. He is the guy in the bullpen that we lean on, and he was absolutely dominant in the postseason last season. Stadler on pace for 3 WAR. How many wins of an upgrade is Arias over the current shortstop? So right now, Ibarra is on pace for half a win. Ibarra's on pace for half a win, and Arias is on pace for 2.5 this year. It was 3.6 last year, 2.7 the year before that, and then 5.3 and 4.7. So, I mean, he's been a 3 to 5 win player. This has been his worst offensive season since his injury-plagued season here back in 2025. So it would be an upgrade. It would who looks good? Stadler's a beast. Stadler's an absolute beast. So we would replace Stadler in the bullpen with Sandlin, who signed for a reasonable contract the next 2 seasons. He's on pace for just over a win this season. I mean, he's having a really good year as well. Yeah, my bullpen has been good. This feels like a smart move for both this year and the future. Stadler's been really, really good, but he's going to opt out. And if we can do what we did last year, which is wait him out and maybe bring him back again next season, and this feels like a smart deal. Can we do this without Stadler? Like, what if we gave you Bautista? Oh, it's right. It's the contract. I just want to see if there's some way we can do it without yeah, we really can't. Ooh, this is a toughie. I don't care about Luis Gomez at all. I don't care about him. So this comes down to whether or not we think Arias and Sandlin are going to make us better this year than Stadler will. I mean, I like Arias. He's good contact, good gap power, good home run power. He's a very good infielder. He can slide over to third as well if Lawler's bat starts to slip. And we would only be paying Arias $3.3 million next season. So this would free up money next year. Can we get you to retain any on? Well, that's just this year on Sandlin, right? Because the extension doesn't kick in until next year. So I feel like the downgrade in the bullpen, given how good our bullpen has been, is worth the upgrade on the infield. I think I'm going to do it. It's crazy to think that we're going to trade Fitzstadler, who has just been, I mean, he's been good this year, but part of that is just due to how much he's pitched. I mean, he's put up a 3.36 ERA. BABIP's sitting at 3.0. He's at a 1.26 ERA plus. I mean, he's on pace for 3 wins. Yep, we're going to do it. I'm just going to do it. So they didn't like Fitzstadler getting traded, but they like Arias coming in, and they like Sandlin coming in. That's just a crazy, crazy deal. And I think it's going to work out for us. So we got to send somebody down. We're going to send Locke down to the minors. And we are going to call Arias up, and we're going to stick Arias in at shortstop. Bat him towards the bottom of the order for now, just to let him kind of get his feet wet. Now that means Ibarra is now our backup middle infielder. That also improves our backup defense because it gets Lawler out of there. Because Lawler, the range isn't bad. I mean, he's a third baseman / first baseman at this point. He's not a middle infielder with the range. So now we have Ibarra in there as our backup middle infielder, which I like. He can play all 3 infield positions. All right, so let's go to pitching. So now what do we do with our pitching? Yeah. That's what I did last year, because last year I had signed him to, I want to say it was like a 3-year, like $36 million contract. Not this past season, but the season before that. That second year was an the second year of the contract, which would be this year, he opted out of, and then nobody signed him, and then I brought him back in like February for a 2-year, $22 million contract with a second-year team option. So he'll almost assuredly opt out of the deal, and maybe we can try to bring him back again next year. So, all right, so I need first, you know what? I need to make him oops, not what I wanted to do. I need to make him a reliever. So I don't think we go with a stopper here. I think we go setup and high leverage for Sandlin. And Jaramillo's actually been really, really good as a bullpen arm. Yeah, look at that. 23 strikeouts, a .6 ERA. So we can have him come in high leverage as well. So we'll see how that works. I mean, it's ballsy, if nothing else, so we'll see how it goes. We'll give it another week, and then we'll go back in and we'll take a look for another center fielder, see if we can figure that out. So we're on the road here against Washington. Feliz is back, which is what we were expecting. Shabazz can go down to AAA. We bring Feliz back up, back in the rotation, and get him starting immediately. So we win. Arias goes 0 for 3 in his debut. May's pitched well. Credit where credit's due. You know, we brought him in on a cheap deal right at the end of spring training. He's 3-0 with a 3.77 ERA. Paulino 4 for 5, 3 RBIs. Tamar Johnson 3 hits. So offense coming along. Pitching staff still doing their thing. Second game in Washington. 8-6 loss. Final game of the series. 4-0 victory. So Arias goes 2 for 3. So he's, 3 for 9? 3 for 9 with us, has a home run. A couple of runs knocked in. Sandlin comes in. He's pitched 2 1/3 innings. Hasn't given up a run yet. Pena, look at that. 7 innings, 5 hits, 14 strikeouts for Robinson Pena. Lawler hits his 15th home run, a 3-run shot. Lujan has a couple hits, couple RBIs. 3 in Detroit. Lose the first game 4-1. Guy Garibay, sore back for some time. Game 2. 10-3 victory. So the White Sox offer us Joe LaSorsa and Mike Brown for Luis. Really? Okay, sure. Yeah, I mean, Camposano we signed as a minor league free agent. He's like 4th on our catcher depth chart. I mean, he's hitting well in AAA, but We signed him to a minor league free agent. And you want to trade me him for a 24-year-old ground ball reliever with elite control who's putting up an ERA of 1 in high A ball right now? Sure. Works for me. So Mike Brown, we will immediately move him to... He's 24. Let's put him in AAA. All right, well, that gives us a nice young bullpen arm to work with. Wasn't anticipating that, but thank you, White Sox. Jandel Paulino up to 19 home runs, has that batting average up to 288. He has turned it on. Look at his batting splits. He was really bad in April. There was 1 for his first 15, 20 for his first 97, had 4 home runs through May, and he has come on strong here in June and July, hitting 400 in July. Lawler with another home run, Lujan. So Paulino hits 2, Lawler hits 1, Garibay hits his 9th. Arias at 312 now. All right, Mazur's 5-1. I mean, sure, if the White Sox want to make me that deal, I will take it. Let's keep going. Game 3 against Detroit. It's a 7-5 loss. We lose 2 out of 3 on the road. Let's get to here. Let's get to this. Let's get to the end of our homestand, and then we'll take a look at center fielders again and see if we can figure out something to do with maybe bringing in somebody to help Byron for the rest of the year. So we're playing Cleveland. So Gabriel Arias goes right back home to take on the Indians. Or it comes, I guess the Indians come to us. So we've lost 3 out of 4 now. 7-0 win. Garibay 2 for 4. Finally cracks double digits in home runs, up to 10 home runs on the year. Lujan up to 28. Feliz is 6-7. This is he's having a good season. The ERA is down. Strikeouts are up. His walks are up a bit, but he's only got 6 wins. He had 20 a year ago. But we win. We win 7-0 here. Game 3 against Cleveland. 5-3 loss. Uh-oh. Bullpen gave that one up. Sandlin still hasn't given up a run, though, so he's been fine. 4 2/3. All right, so we got a 5-game series here against San Diego at home. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. Let's win them both. Win them both. There we go. That's what I like to see. So we walk this one off. Lawler 3 for 5, 2 RBIs. Scales gets a home run. Brown hits this. And Brown has his average up to 282 as well. So he's starting to mash too. That's nice to see. Scales and Brown both homer. Arias hitting 324, 3 home runs, 9 RBIs. I'd say he's up to 341 because I didn't check the other game. But that's a good start for us. Yeah, uh-oh. Uh-oh is right with the bullpen. You start to see some issues. Playing good shortstop for us. So that deal worked. Sandlin has pitched 6 1/3 shutout innings. I mean, the players we brought in are doing what they're supposed to do. I mean, Sandlin's got a perfect ERA. Arias hitting 340. So can't complain. But, I mean, we knew the bullpen was probably going to take a step back when we made that deal. But that's fine. Garibay with his 11th home run. All right, let's finish off this series and then sort out what we can do with our center fielder. Another win, Joe Lasora. He's that guy we just brought in. Yeah, I don't want him on my 40-man, so we can just say goodbye to him. There's Mike Brown. How's he doing? 3 perfect games in AAA so far. Shabazz is annihilating AAA. Look at that. 66 strikeouts in 33 innings as a starting pitcher. Luis Molina. He'll probably be up next year as well. But, I mean, that BABIP is absurd. A 400 BABIP. So those guys will both be up next season. So, all right. So we win this game 11-9. Feliz, Valadez, Acuna, and Fisher give up. Oof, it's not great. But the back of the bullpen did what they were supposed to do. Scott, Muad, and Sandlin. We get 2 home runs from Lujan. He's up to 40 now. He's having just a great season. 45 home runs, 101 RBIs. This would be his best season if he continues to hit like this. 932 OPS, or his second best season, I guess. He's going to go down as a Diamondback legend. Julio Lujan, for sure. All right, so we got one more game against San Diego, and then we'll see if we can find ourselves a center fielder. We win 6-5. They want to send us Blake Setterland. No, I'm good. So we win this one in extras. Give up 2 runs in the 8th. Again, probably wouldn't have happened if our bullpen hadn't changed, but we walk it off in the 11th. Arias hitting .340 with 3 home runs and 12 RBIs. Offensively, we're getting everything we could have wanted out of him. Morales hits a home run. Jaramillo gets the start out because of the doubleheader. Sandlin continues to be perfect. 7 2/3 innings, 5 hits, 6 strikeouts. He's 2-1 with 1 save in 8 outings. I will take that. And Arias is killing the baseball right now to a 161 OPS plus and still fielding above average. So, yeah, I think ultimately the trade is working out. But we are definitely going to take a step back in the bullpen. Anything else we want to look at here? Danny Morales. I think he was a former Diamondback for Senzatella. Okay. Acuna with his 400th career home run. Ronald Acuna. All right. Let's go back and let's look at the trade block and see if there are any center fielders there, actual center fielders there. Those are all, look at all these pitchers. We could bring back Aaron Bummer. He's pitched really well for Minnesota this year. We brought him in last year and he got hurt, but, I mean, he's been lights out. I gravitate towards pitchers. Like, I want to just keep adding pitchers to my team. Yeah, he's not a center fielder, though, guys. Vlad as a free agent is absolutely tempting going into next season. Let's look for center fielders now. Center fielder. What do we got? So, somebody who's on a 1-year deal or... Wow, not many good defensive center fielders out there anymore. Tom Digby. Good contact. And how is he doing defensively? He's doing pretty good. I mean, his bat's okay. Cisneros. He's not really going to be much better than what we're putting out there. Not a lot of talented center fielders right now. If we drop this down to 60. Get Buxton back in 2 weeks. Okay. Mullins, if he was on a 1-year deal, maybe. But I'm not paying him for that second season. With Grisham. Lonnie White. Claimed on waivers. Meh. Bermudez was a number 1 pick. He's going to be 219. Oof. Jung-Hoo Lee on a 3-year contract. I'm good there. I mean, maybe Digby. Just because of the contact. Like, could we make something work here? You want Shabazz or Garibay? No. Don't be dumb. Don't be dumb. Pick it doing. Okay, he's actually getting better. So sending him down to AA seems to have worked. He's rebounding here a little bit. His stuff is up to a 90, is up to a 55. I mean, if he can come out of this at 55, 60, 50 with 3 55-plus pitches, I would be completely fine with that. So that's good to know. Edgar Romero, he was our 3rd-round pick a year ago. Ruiz signed. Omar Jones signed. How's he doing? 6 for 26. Let's lock promotions so I don't forget to do that. Jaden Corbin. I want wanted to make him what happens if I make him a second baseman? Yeah, let's play him at second, see how that works out. I don't know why I'm doing this from this screen, but I am, so. Edgar Toro, have to do a whole lot better than that. All right, well, at least that gives me some other options, which means maybe there's a way to make this work. Fonseca, I need to offer a whole lot more. I'm not going to offer a whole lot more. I will walk away. Non-starter. Johansson, we will disable his promotion as well. We got Magana, who's basically the same thing. Yeah, I don't know that there's a center fielder out there that's going to. I mean, maybe we get a bat first center fielder. Maybe that's the play. Maybe just you don't care about defense. You just get somebody who can hit, and then you bring in Scales to back him up. Maybe that's what we do. Maybe we just try to find a bat in center field. Anybody who's, yeah, those are crazy rating or crazy contract amounts. I guess I should at least bump this up a little bit. Because it brings up Guy Garibay. Yeah, these guys are all signed super long term. I wouldn't mind bringing in Luis Robert, but he's... Yeah, I don't know that center fielder's going to work. I'm not seeing anything here that's making me... Alcantara just signed a contract extension. I mean, this would have been almost perfect. He's also wrecked. Yeah, he's good Buxton insurance, but not for what I'm going to have to give up to get him. Like, that to me seems like, you know, a bridge too far, as they say. Brody Drost? Maybe go after someone like him? He's been playing center field. I have nobody who makes this work. Really. Okay. George Springer, 40 years old. Yeah, I liked... What team did he play for this? Did he play for Pittsburgh? Was that who he played for? No, I don't remember who he played for. Who did he play for? Washington. What do we do, though, to make it work? Because I don't really want to trade Scales, because Scales is better defensively than Digby. I mean, Edgar Bin Mwad has been bad with the bat and really, really good out of the bullpen. So I hesitate to trade him because of how good he's been out of the pen. If he was average out of the bullpen, I'm likely trading him. Oh, I have no chance, though, with that offer, so it doesn't matter. Yeah, what they're asking for is just dumb. So I don't know that even if I wanted him, I could make it work. Yeah, like I'm not giving up any of those players for him. I think from a center field perspective, I think we run with what we have. I think we go defense first with Scales, and that puts us in a position where we can pinch hit for him pretty regularly. Why are all these guys tired? What is going on? Ugh, okay, so you're going to make me do it like this. All right, fine. Yeah, I think we just go like this and just say, all right, Scales, we just pinch hit for him in pretty much every game. And then Scales, in the games he's not playing, I think this is the right call. To give up draft capital to improve the offense a little bit when our offense is pretty damn solid right now doesn't make a whole lot of sense to me, so we're going to hold off. All right, well, let's keep simming. I'm probably going to go to about 8:30, so even if that takes us into August, that's fine. So we lose 9-7. Back-to-back losses. And we win there. So Scales is now sore back. He's fine. All right, so we win the final game of the series 5-4. We get 2 hits from Lawler, Garibay, Lujan, and Brown. Gomez has 3 hits. Pena pitches 5. And we get the victory. So we're 68-43, 9.5 games up on the Giants. We get Buxton back in a week and a half. Luis May got absolutely trucked in his last 3 starts. That's not good. That's something we need to keep an eye on. It might be time to go back to... actually, we probably wait until roster expansion if May doesn't snap out of this. Or can we get value for him? Is there any value for Luis May? And there's some. He's signed to a longer-term contract. Increased pinch hit frequency. That's something we'll do. I'll go in and I'll take a look at that. Jose Acuna. Oops. He's been a good swing man for Cleveland this year. If he was signed through next season, I would have made this deal because this would have been our replacement bullpen arm. Bradfield, no. Nope. Bring back Francisco Alvarez. It's interesting that there is... Bring old friend Jefferson Cuero back. It's interesting that there's this much demand for a pitcher who hasn't been particularly good. Caleb Longerwell. All right, now I'm sort of interested here in what we can do to... So who's a player that we don't... Like Danny Flores, I mean, high leader at loyalty, adaptability, work ethic. I think he can be a pretty good second baseman. I don't know that the stats ever develop. I think he's too young to give up on. Toro, I like, but that movement in Arizona terrifies me. So what if we did like a May and Toro thing? And let's start with center fielders. I mean, there's our bat. I mean, if we really want a bat, there's our bat. 9.5 million. Oh, that's never mind. That contract is stupid. Brennan Davis. He can't play center field. And none of these guys are actually center fielders. Catchers, and then we'll look at starting pitchers. Because we are potentially going to need a catcher. I think I want to send us Alvarez back. I'm good. But I stopped because I saw the 3-star, 3.5 star, and went, ooh, there's an option. I mean... Really? Okay. Soto, no. Joey Estes, Apodaca. I mean, I keep coming back to Lagerwell. He's a free agent, though. If he wasn't a free agent... Hunter Green? Nope, not that Hunter Green. He's a pitcher with Baltimore. I mean, this guy's 27 years old. I wish I knew what his injury was. wish I knew what his injury was. I mean, can we get you to retain since we don't know what the injury is? I don't know. I don't think I want to do that. Not without knowing the injury. I mean, if he's out for 12 months, I think that's stupid. Let's go back to the trade block. Jackson Finley. Can we get him? Does this deal get us anywhere close with those two players, out of curiosity? Toro and May. Okay. So we can get this job done. It's just a matter of what do we give up. And this feels like an absolute, again, another absolute no-doubter. Fonseca. And I guess I don't really care about retention. But this still leaves us with $5.3 million, and then maybe we go back after Aaron Bummer. This feels like Toro's not bad, but he's likely never to pitch for us long term. Not with that movement the way it is. I can't see that movement playing in Arizona. Really good stuff, really good movement, 3+ pitches for sure. But I don't see, I mean, okay, so really Toro is that tipping point for you, huh? That's interesting. Do I give up Magana? Good contact, be a good left fielder. I don't really want. Yeah, I am, man. I got the bug here, Jay Wood. I got the bug, but I mean, look at him. I mean, this guy's a stud. Hasn't pitched well this year, but was a 4-win pitcher last season. He's clearly an upgrade over Luis May. Clearly an upgrade, and if that gets us a second title, I feel like I have to do it. But can I do this without giving up Magana? That's the question. I don't know that I can. And the more I think about it, the more I feel like I'm fine with it. I think I'm fine with it. 23-year-old. They retained, it was like 55% or something, yeah. Okay, so they retained half the contract. Yeah, he's a beast. He's got an 80 curveball, a 75 changeup, a 65. I mean, I have no idea what it would take to bring him back, but it's something we can at least discuss. And that leaves us with $6 million to continue to add, so I'm going to do it. I mean, the fan increase is nice, but we've been at, we dropped to 99, really. We were at 100 fan interest forever. So Robana comes in, and that's nice because now we don't have to worry about potentially going with one of our young players down the stretch. And then there was one other deal I wanted to make. I want to bring back an Aaron Bummer. And it's not going to take much to do it. You want Dick? You can have Dick. So let's. Oh, it's a 2-year contract, or is it? It's a vesting option requiring 50 innings. He's at 38 right now. Yeah, I mean, he'd most assuredly hit 50 innings. So do we want to bring Bummer back for next season as well at $6.7 million? When he's healthy, he's lights out in the pen. Can pitch against both lefties and righties. I didn't realize he had that second year. Is there somebody up here who's almost as good who doesn't have that second year? Bring Caleb Freeman back for like a 4th time. He's got a second year as well. Cody Hoyer. Maybe that's the play. Can we get Cody Hoyer? Okay, we can get Cody Hoyer. For whom, though? None of these players. Tanner Scott? I mean, he's been our worst bullpen arm. Yeah, sure. I mean, this is an upgrade. This is absolute extreme ground ball pitcher. Put up a 108 ERA plus. Great movement, good fastball, good slider. His contract is up at the end of this season. I feel like that's an upgrade, I think. Okay. You're going to miss Dick. Yeah, we all miss Dick. Yeah, I like that deal, I guess. It feels weird, reliever for reliever, but okay, and you'll give me Mitchell Stumpo. Okay, now we're in a place where I'm totally fine with this. So, and we traded Stumpo to San Diego back in 2024. So, all right, well, I'm good with this. Let's make that deal. All right. And I think now we're good. So Cody Hoyer will come up to the big league roster. Nick Hamilton goes down. And Mitchell Stumpo comes up. So we may not be quite as dominant at the back end since we made the deal with Cleveland and gave up Fitz Stadler. But I think we are definitely deeper now as we bring in Sandlin, Hoyer, and Stumpo. Use more often and high leverage. And don't forget we bring in Robina, who is a monster. So we made a lot of deals. Leading up to the deadline. Hopefully those deals work out. Let's sim ahead for another 10 or 15 minutes, see how far we get, and then we will call it a stream. So they want to send us Lois Siga and Tyler Bacon. You give up Dick and you get Bacon, and they want us to give them South Decene and Brown. So you can't have Brown. I don't want Lois Siga. Okay, well, that's fine. I don't need that deal, but thought if they were offering it, we could at least take a look. All right, so we got 3 games at home against San Francisco. 6-3 win. Another trade proposal. Alberto Guerrero for Alex Banner. That's a fine deal, but I don't paying him $2 million. I'm fine with that. So we win 6-3. Lawler with a home run. Lujan with his 33rd. And look at this. We get Robina goes 5 2/3, gives up 2 runs. Sandlin pitches 2 shutout innings. He still hasn't given up an earned run in 10 1/3 innings. Stumpo comes in, gives up a run. That's fine. Batista gets the save. So that game is all about the new acquisitions. Game 2 against the Giants. Another 6-3 win. So Brown has his average up to 299. He's on pace for 102 RBIs and 54 doubles. So this was somebody who, again, was really struggling when the season started. 256 in April, 235 in May. He's only hitting 415 in the month of July. Bailey with a couple of hits. Feliz gets the win. Hoyer does not pitch well. He comes in and he walks 3. But Jaramillo does a nice job out of the pen. Final game of the month. Final game of July. Final game before the deadline. Is what? Come on, game. A 10-6 loss in extra innings. All right, so Lujan, well, that's not good. His ratings drop a little bit, but he's still having his best season, so I don't care. And then everything else just looks like minor leaguers. Yep. AL batter of the month is Alex Rizzo of the Yankees. In the National League, it's Tatis. Sandy Alcantara is your pitcher of the month in the American League, and Luis Zaragoza in the NL. Angel Antezana is your batter of the month in the AL, and Jason Brown in the National League. So we lose final game of the month, 10-6. We're 10.5 games up. Who pitched this game? Florencio. Sandlin gives up his first run in 12 innings. Batista gets the loss. Hoyer and Stumpo haven't been particularly good since bringing them on board, but I think we'll be fine. Let's had another week or so before calling it. When out of the park betrays Aaron, it happens. It happens. But, our offense has turned it around, which has been nice. And that's really kind of the big thing, right? Our offense turned it around. It's allowed our pitching staff to sort of settle into that. I mean, the pitching staff has been fine, especially now with Robina in there as one of our top. I mean, when we go to 4 starters in the postseason, I mean, who goes to the bench? Florencio, and then next year, what do we do when we've got Shabazz and Molina ready to come up? So it's a good problem to have. And then Mike Brown, who we picked up in that out of nowhere deal. So our pitching staff is in good shape here. So let's see what happens. We'll sim through this Philadelphia series, the next week and a half, and see how it goes. I don't feel betrayed. I feel like we're playing pretty well. It's 70-44. We win in extras. Bullpen does a nice job there. Doesn't give up a run for the last 5. Paulino up to 22 home runs. Pena, bullpen pitched well. Inning and 2/3 from Myers. Inning and 2/3 from Sandlin. Batista goes 2 1/3, and then Stumpo gets the save. Pena gives up 4 and 5 2/3, but a win is a win. We'll take a look at the team stats and stuff once we get to the end of this week here, when we call it, as you will, as it is. Oh, so we lose 2 out of 3 in Philadelphia. That's not good. 15-12. All right. So what happened here? A whole lot of everything. An 11-run 5th inning for your Arizona Diamondbacks, and we hold on. So we get 4 for 4 with 5 RBIs from Gomez, 3 RBIs for Paulino. Gomez homers twice. Cody Hoyer getting absolutely steamrolled in his 3 games with us. I have to think he's going to sort it out, but those pitching stats are going to look rough when the season ends with us. Same thing with Stumpo, but we get the win. We put up 15. Only pick up 10 hits, but 15 runs. Game 2. 4-2 win. A little more down to earth. Paulino with a couple of RBIs. Garibay stuck on 14 home runs. Again, not a lot of power this year, but still a 134 OPS. Still on pace for almost 4 wins. I mean, 102 RBIs, 124 walks, and I'll take it. Just the power isn't, what we were anticipating. Mazur's been a 5-inning guy. 5 and dive, as they call it, but he's been fine. He's pitched. He hasn't given up more than 3 runs in any of his last 5 starts. Sandlin continues to pitch well. He has given us 14 innings of 1-run baseball, and Arias down to 253, so slumping a bit here, but hopefully defense is still where it belongs. Final game of the road trip in Atlanta. It's a 6-5 loss. Buxton ready to come back, so Morales can go down. Hope he's not injured. I don't want to put him on the injured list. I want to send him to AAA. Let's get Byron back up, get him back in the lineup. And then we will adjust said lineup. Where is he? Right there. Everybody down one. Get Buxton right there. Actually, get Buxton there. And then Scales, get him in every like 5th game so that Buxton doesn't presumably get hurt again, although he will likely get hurt again. I want him there, and then I want him there and here. All right. So we lose 6-5. So we'll get to the end of the Philadelphia series. Play the next 4 games. So 3-3 here in August. We win 5-2. Mark Johnson, 2 hits. Gomez, 2 more hits, 2 more RBIs. Really kind of saying he wants to be our starting catcher next year. We'll see if that happens. The bat's been okay enough. Barrow with a couple of RBIs. Robina goes 5 again. Bullpen pitches well. He's only got 45 stamina, so he's probably not going more than 5 innings, but it's fine. Game 2. Loss. So we're what, 4-4 this month? Top of the order, getting it done. Garibay 2 for 4, 3 RBIs. Johnson 3 hits. Lawler 2 hits. Paulino 2 hits, 2 RBIs. Garibay with his 15th. Florencio pitches well. Meyer gets the win. Final game of the series. Final game of this episode is a 6-5 loss. We're 5-5 this month. 4 straight winning months, 5-5 this month, and we are 75-49 at the end of this episode. 10.5 games clear of the Giants, so it looks like another playoff appearance in our future. Pitching perspective, Robinson Pena has been everything we could have wanted. 4.2 WAR, 192 strikeouts and 135 innings. He's been absolutely dominant. Feliz has been really, really good. It's not resulting in wins, but he's been every bit as good as he was last season. Florencio has done a nice job again as a starter, more than I anticipated out of him. Sandlin's been terrific for us since picking him up. Hugh Fisher coming out of nowhere, pitching quite well. Hammerio, we picked him up to be a starter, and he was okay as a starter, but he's been really, really good as a reliever. 15 hits, 2 earned runs in 28 innings. 44 strikeouts, a 6.75 ERA plus as a reliever. Valadez Acuna has done a nice job as a swingman. Batista's been fine as our closer. Meyer has been fine. Mazur has been just okay. He may be a trade candidate in the offseason with the number of pitchers we have and his contract. So that's an option come the offseason. Yeah, Jay Wood, thanks for coming in, man. I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming in and joining us. This is what most of my streams look like. I'm not a big perfect team guy. I am an offline and online player. So, yeah, if you like this, the whole series is obviously on the GM Games YouTube page. I've got a ton of videos over there as well. So, if you enjoyed it, drop me a subscribe over there and check my stuff out there as well. So, thanks for coming in. Offensively, Julio Lujan's having his best season of his career, up to 36 home runs. Jordan Lawler, really out of nowhere. I did not expect this after his last 2 seasons, but he's on pace for 4 wins. Paulino's rebounded really nicely after a tough start. Same with Garibay. Same with Tamar Johnson. Patrick Bailey's hitting 280. Arias has struggled since that hot start, but defensively he's been better. So at least he provides a threat with the bat. Jason Brown's having a really nice rookie season. Buxton can't stay healthy, but still putting up over 1 win in just 45 games. And then our bench have been our worst players, which is kind of what you expect. So that's gonna do it, guys. So the next video will be up on the YouTube page on Wednesday. You won your first Perfect Team title. Congratulations, Breeze. I'm very happy for you. So the next video will be up on Wednesday, I'm assuming. I'm expecting this week of work to be absolutely awful for me, so I'm hoping to get as many videos in as I can. We'll see what happens, though. I don't know right now. But yeah, so that's going to do it. So, guys, I appreciate you watching. Thanks for hanging out tonight, and I will see everybody on Wednesday. Take care. Bye.